You must choose to do the things you think you cannot do. Eleanor Roosevelt spent her life doing things that she did not think she could ever do. In her youth, Eleanor Roosevelt was known as a shy, awkward young woman. Eleanor was born in October 1884 in New York. By the age of 10, both of her parents had passed away. She moved to England as a teacher, where she attended Allenswood Finishing School in London. When she returned to New York, she blossomed into the confident Eleanor most people know her as today, becoming a prominent society matron in New York. She married her distant cousin, Franklin Delano Roosevelt. At her wedding, her uncle, Teddy Roosevelt, escorted her down the aisle. Eleanor and Franklin later had 6 children and lived in New York City in Hyde Park. Her husband, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, was active in politics, serving as Assistant Secretary of the Navy during World War I. During World War I, Eleanor became active in public service as she worked for the Red Cross. After her husband suffered from polio in 1921, Eleanor stepped forward to keep the Roosevelt name in politics. In order to do this, she joined the Women's Division of the Democratic State Committee, where she forced herself to make speeches in public appearances. While doing this, she discovered that she enjoyed politics and had a love for the public arena. She was an early civil rights advocate and served on the board of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. Eleanor's forward-thinking got her into trouble with the politicians of the day because they did not want to address the issues that Eleanor was pushing forward. Her husband, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, was elected 32nd President of the United States. Eleanor was First Lady during World War II, and she supported troops by visiting them in military bases throughout Europe. She changed the role of First Lady by being prominent in the politics of the day. She held her own press conferences and had her own newspaper called My Day. After Franklin's death in 1945, she became a delegate for the United Nations, serving from 1945 to 1953. She was the chair of the United Nations Human Rights Commission and helped write the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, which Eleanor said was the most important work in her life. In 1961, she was also made a delegate to the United Nations by President John F. Kennedy. Eleanor died of cancer on November 7, 1962. Throughout her life, she was actively involved in humanitarian efforts and also in writing many books about her many life experiences. Eleanor stated, "People grow through experience if they meet life honestly and courageously. This is how character is built." Eleanor developed her character by spending her life in the service of those who cannot speak for themselves, earning the well-deserved title of First Lady of the World.